Hello everyone, Fritzlen here, hoping that you are all having a wonderful day. How was mine, you ask? I am a little pissed off, actually. I was thinking about the episode where Ash encountered a Pidgey and Spearow just starting his journey. I've always liked the first one better, and it was my go-to flyer in Pokemon Yellow. I still recall my frustration when the anime showed him as a total weakling. Spearow, on the other hand, was this scary fucking monster that menaced Ash and Pikachu with just a gaze. It was the cool and strong bird, and I always felt this was an unfair comparison for the poor Pidgey. So I asked your opinion on the matter, and despite most people agreeing that Pidgey is the coolest one by far, nobody believes in his true power. I sadly stood at all those comments that said that Spearow, the ultimate evil, was far superior. But is this true? I needed to know. I needed to set up this ultimate showdown that only exists in my mind and solve it once and for all. Which bird is the best, the strongest, the coolest, the ultimate feathered creature on the Kanto region? Let's find out! But first, a little recap on the rules of the challenge. I can only use my starter Pokemon in battle. I cannot use any items in battle, just a Pokédoll to skip the Marowak Ghost in Pokemon Tower. I can only battle against the mandatory trainers to progress through the story. Not leveling or repeating battles for experience allowed. You can also see a tiny white box on the left corner. That's a counter for the 3 parameters that I will be using to categorize each Pokemon: number of losses, perfect battles, and rare candies used. If you like this kind of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more upcoming challenges, and ring the bell so you are notified when that happens. With that out of the way, let's go, that's what I meant. This video will feature Bird Jesus' beloved child, Pidgey, the tiny bird Pokemon. Yeah, stat-wise, we can honestly say that he is hot garbage. Like, his best one is speed, and even that is painfully low. This little dude is frail as the paper, and his attacks are merely tickles for his opponents, so we are heavily relying on his moveset here. We start with a little gem in Sun Attack, and his guts also receive a stab, but I'm pretty concerned about facing Brock. It gets some things going on a little bit later. A stat boosting moving agility, a stab wing attack, and some cool TMs like Double Team, Mimic, Toxic or Substitute that maybe, just maybe, will be enough to compensate those pitiful stats. I think that just beating Brock will be a miracle, honestly. And that speed will be pretty concerning until we get agility. But I don't want to lose hope. I will prove that this pigeon is more than it looks. Do you think it can finish the game? And if so, at which level? I did a poll on the matter, and yeah, the results don't look really promising. Share your thoughts in the comments. The first rival battle is surprisingly easy thanks to our Stabgast. The toughest starter for Pidgey to face is Squirtle, because of his high defense and his powerful, super effective Blizzard on the Elite Four. Everything is pretty easy until Brock, who effortlessly squashed my little bear along with my hopes and dreams. At this level, Geodude is just a Vibrine. But you know the drill, I can't level up. So is this it? Not really, now it's time to use a perfected battle. I will repeat each turn until I get a critical hit and a miss for my opponent. There are 3 things that give me hope here. I can use Sun Attack to reduce Geodude's accuracy. Guards have a lot of PP to work with, and my critical hits doesn't do one single damage. So now all depends on my critical guts being enough to take both of his Pokemon. I will use Sun Attack when Onis uses Bite, and it worked! Pidgey has just enough moves to finish. That's one of the hardest battles out of the way, congratulations little dude! The game now gives us a little break. After traversing the Mount Moon and choosing the Helis fossil, less hail of Helis in the comments, I go to Cerulean City. Now I need to choose my next battle, Misty or my rival. I finally decided to take on the rival first. He has a bigger, fattier, more leveled Birdie and is pretty annoying. However, I had the run I needed on my 5th attempt. I need to minimize Pidgeotto's damage with Sun Attack. After 3 of those, that fatty couldn't even see his death coming. His Abra is just decoration, and we are faster than his Rattata, who is a 2-hit. I don't have a lot of HP for his haste. After 3 Sun Attacks, he hit 2 tackles, putting Pidgey on 7 HP. But it missed a crucial bubble, and after that, I took it down. I decided to battle my rival again before Misty. This match is much easier than the last one. I am over level thanks to the mandatory trainers in routes 25, 24 and 3. So now I can brute force this fight after making sure that his Pidgeotto doesn't land any Sun Attacks. Kadabra was also concerning, but a critical hit quick attack put him in potion range, finishing off next turn. It's finally time to face Misty, but I'm not looking forward to it. Her Staryu is an easy 2-hit. All I need is enough time to make Starmie fail his attacks and that's it! Misty used an X-Defend, giving me the turn to set up. Starmie scored some tackles after that, but they are not powerful enough, and thanks to Lord Helix, he failed all his water moves. And so I finished it off after a tedious session of tickles, gaining our second batch. After traversing the rock tunnel, when I skip a beat versus the explosive hiker, and some routes later I arrived to Celadon City. First, I took the HM for Fly. This is the first big mistake of the run. I took it to Pidgey, believing that his higher power would be beneficial. However, HMs cannot be removed in this generation, so I will only have 3 move slots from now on. The next easier fight is our rival in Pokemon Tower. His Pidgeotto is the biggest concern, but his bad move choices let me brute force his chin once again thanks to our level gap. It's finally time to face Erika. It would be easy as I have the type advantage and I'm over-leveled, but that's not the case. Her Vitrivel is just a monster. Fly doesn't KO it, so I am at the mercy of he not scoring a critical Razor Leaf when I land. Luckily for me, I got Poison Powder, so I could take it out. Her Tangela is pretty bulky and Nosebind, which combined with Poison put me in a really scary situation. However, it didn't last long, and my little pigeon slapped him into oblivion. Vileplume is last, and I'm pretty confident that he's a 2-hit. I used Fly, and he locked himself in Petal Dance. I need this to hit, and I missed. Yeah, did you know that Fly has a 95% accuracy? I didn't, but I will never forget it after this run. He hit me and it looks like I won't take another one with the poison damage, and I know Wind Attack is gonna be enough. So I risked it with Fly again, and what a clutch critical hit! That was the only thing that could win me the match, but after that Fly miss, I can take the luck for sure. After this I went to Fuchsia through Cycling Road to get some experience on the trainers in the gym before facing Surge. I also finished the Safari Zone plotline on my way in. I only got a level, but I think this is good enough. Let's do it. Its Voltorb and Pikachu are not an issue, as I can one-hit KO the little rat. The real deal is his Raichu. But come on, I am 11 levels higher, it's impossible that he can tank a... Oh my god, why did I use Fly? Quick Attack is the strongest move. And his Thunderbolt nearly one-hit KO me, so yeah, this is going to be more difficult than I thought. Okay, let's focus and use Quick Attack. Okay, it's just short of a 2-hit. I need him to use Thunder Shock, Thunderbolt. I can barely hang on after that. I need a critical hit to win, or that will do. True, Surge can use an X-Speed here. That's all I needed. We got our 4th batch by the skin of our teeth on our 2nd try. Not bad at all. Now the real challenge starts for Pidgey. I tried both of my options here, Koga and the next rival fight, and it's not looking good. Koga's Pokemon are very tanky and do a lot of damage. With a lot of luck, I can get to Thirst Blastoise, but that's the closest I got. I decided that Koga was the easier one, so I kept at it. In the 5th match, the magic happened. I need his first Coughing to miss all his smoke screens. I just got Agility, so I set all 3 here. Fly is a 3-shot, but Coughing barely did any damage before being taken out. Mud is next, and his Sludge is a 2-hit KO. He hit the first one, doing great damage. I was lucky he only minimized once while I was lowering his accuracy. After hitting my second Fly, we entered in this weird battle of attrition, where I was scared of losing all my PP. But after an eternity, I managed to sneak one quick attack over his 3 minimizes, knocking it out. His next Coughing hit Pidgey with a Sludge and Tackle, putting him on just 8 HP before I can take him up in 3 turns. Within is last, and at this point I need him to use Self-Destruct while I am flying to win. Can I get it? Yes I can! Oh my god, that was so close, but who cares? First batch is ours! Koga also gave us a TM I will be taking advantage from now on. Toxic, which combined with Fly and Sun Attack could give me enough turns to defeat most of my opponents. Now that I have Surf, I had 2 options. My rival as Sylph or Blaine. After boosting my speed and attack, I tried to flash Third with my new Toxic strategy, and while I got pretty close, it wasn't enough. How about Blaine? Maybe his poor AI would get me the chance to set up my strategy. Well, I lost to the weaker Pokemon, so that's not happening. I needed to try harder on my rival. I battled him 10 times and none of them were closer than the first one, so it was time to do another perfect round. Pidgeot can spam Whirlwind, so I took it out. I will level up later, so I get my agility for now. Growlithe is a 2-hit with Fly, so I needed him to use Roar or Leer. Now I level up, so I set up my agility after lowering execute's accuracy so he can miss his status conditions. His Alakazam isn't a one-hit, so he has to use Disable or Recover, which will still keep him in range. His Blastoise is last, and I thought, oh screw this, I think I can take it out from this point on. And yeah, it was pretty shaky, but he only used Bubble a couple of times. So I did it. I still feel that this battle can be done without perfect battles, but those are the rules, I guess. After getting my loyal partner Lapras, I got to face Giovanni. I'm using Toxic now. Nidorino is a 2-hit, and thank Lord Hillis he didn't poison me when he had the chance. Next one is Kangaskhan. I decided to try out my new strategy as he wasn't a guaranteed 2-hit. I lowered his accuracy twice and set up Toxic while he uncontrollably twerked like a champ. After that I started flying. This move basically works like alternatively attacking and using Protect in new generations, increasing our evasion while keeping damage. He wanted to die twerking and I really respect that. It's the same idea with Rhyhorn. I lowered his accuracy twice before his Guard Spec, and while receiving a pretty hard 3-hit KO horn attack. After staring at each other for one turn, I managed to poison him to death while he continued failing these moves. Hooray! Nidoqueen is immune to my Toxic, so I needed to rely on my alternative win condition, the Batch Boost glitch. I lowered his accuracy once before another Guard Spec. Who would have thought me that this item could be so annoying? That's incredible, but do you know what is even more amazing? The fact that Nidoqueen just decided to twerk during all my setup. Giovanni, you monster! What did you do to this traumatized Pokemon? What a villain. She's still a 3-hit with Fly after my boosting. She didn't like that I hit her while dancing, as she retaliated with a Poison Sting. Hang in there, bud! My heart skipped a bit when I saw the Body Slam coming. But it missed. That was it. We actually did it. I never expected Giovanni to make me lose 8 times. That's pretty concerning for our future fight. It's finally time to pay a visit to Sabrina. I think she's the easiest choice, as her Pokemon have pretty weak defenses and some strange moves we can get free turns on. Was I right? Let's find out. Kadabra attacks first with Psybeam, taking most of our health. Setting up one agility makes me faster next turn and the boost secures a 1-hit versus Venomoth. After finishing it with Fly, here comes this weirdo. That sprite really creeps me out. My Fly will be a 2-hit, but he screws me up setting barrier 3 times. That's the bad part about Fly, it gives our opponents the chance of making your life miserable. He also crit a 3-turn double slap. This clown is on fire. After a lot of hits he went down, but my HP is too low facing the Alakazam. I rely in a bad move choice by the first gen dumb AI on my landing, as he's a 2-hit. I attacked it and he missed Sidewave. Perfect! He didn't recover next turn, so I won in my 4th try. That was pretty scary but doable. With a couple of levels more and a new batch, I'm finally confident enough to face Blaine. Growlithe is a 2-hit, and I chose to set up against Ponyta because his Stomp is weaker than Growlithe's Takedown. What a dumb mistake. Ponyta has a move I completely forgot, Fire Spin. It lasted 4 turns, taking half of my HP. At this point I decided to just try it with the boost I had. My Fly was close to a 2-hit, but he crit Fire Spin on my landing, leaving my cooked Pidgey with only 7 hit points. I missed the range and he used Growth. Okay, that's one down. Rapidash treated me gently, growling me and moving his booty while I lowered his accuracy and set up Toxic. It all comes down to the cheese. The twerking increased to exponential levels while I am throwing sand at this poor thing, and before I know, it is defeated. Thanks to my boost, I am faster than Arcanine, doing sand attack twice before he uses Fire Blast, but it missed. Don't play with me like that, game. Our chances are not as bad, since 50% of his moves don't do anything, and Blaine uses a Super Potion 25% of the time. With all that luck and bad programming on my side, I got to poison him and lower his accuracy 5 times. Let's fly and pray on the landings. The first one, a miss. The second... oh true, he died first. Wow, I would have never guessed this one was going to be a win. That's why you never give up. That was an absurdly hard and scary fight, but our next one is even worse. Most of Giovanni's Pokemon resist our staff move, and even some of them are immune to our toxic strategy. Is this even possible? I can set up one Sun attack versus his Rhyhorn before he uses a Guard Spec. He knows what he's doing and I don't like it. It's toxic time, and after boosting my speed wants to be faster than Dugtrio. I'm pretty lucky here, as he misses his horn attack and does 2 horn drills, which basically is nothing before going down. Dugtrio is pretty annoying, since he isn't a one hit and can do huge damage with Slash. It's not the case this time, as my critical fly takes it out. The Nidos are the real deal here. I need to lower their accuracy enough before Giovanni uses a spec, so I can slowly kill them with Fly. I did it 3 times to Nidoqueen, who only got to hit 2 scratches and a poison sting before going down. His Nidoking is very intimidating. I started lowering his accuracy and... trash, that hurts a lot. Now he's locked in that move and if he hits me, I'm dead. Great! I sand attacked him and he missed twice. He finally got confused after like 5 sand attacks, but he managed to hit a poison sting that put one of my birdie's claws on the grave. It's time to fly. Did his confusion only last 1 turn? What a jerk! He locked himself into trash again. I could die any second. Count with me. 1, save. 2, save. This jerk finally decided to steal my victory by killing himself. After you, buddy. That was the worst part of the battle. Rhydon's only damaging move is a Stomp, so as long as he doesn't land it, I'm safe. Why does he still have Tail Whip at this level, Giovanni? Do you want to see them twerk so bad, you pervert? He decided to do some dumb moves instead and said, "Here, but it missed. Oh Arceus, give me a break." And the break was given, as he used Horn Drill after that, giving us the victory. This rival battle is normally a preview of the game's difficulty spike at this point. Let's see how Pidgey managed. My strategy here is setting up versus Rhyhorn after leveling up, so I get the bulk I need to survive the rest of his attacks while being faster. Pidgeot wasn't able to touch even one of our feathers despite trying really hard before choking to death. I'm counting on Rhyhorn's booty abilities to lend me a hand here. After safely landing 3 sand attacks, I went for Toxic and failed while he retaliated with Fury Type, doing little damage. Next one hit, and I cheerfully saw how he desperately tried to destroy my bird while I set up agility. I feel you man, that has to be very frustrating. But don't worry, my next fly and the poison damage are just enough to end his misery. Growlithe is next, and 1 critical hit takes it out. I went for Fly for Execute because I thought he was a 1-hit after boosting. However, I missed, but luckily he went for Solar Beam, doing little damage. My next one hits, but I'm just short of 1-hit KOing, so his next Solar Beam puts me in yellow health. I can tank any special attacks from Alakazam now, and that's very scary. I wanted to finish him off quickly with 2 flies. I'm faster thanks to my agilities, but he did the big brain move of using Reflect. Is it still going to be a 2-hit? Wow, another critical hit and he used Reflect again? Is this Christmas already? Now I only need him to not use Recover. That's it! Now he's just reflecting his stupidity. I wasn't expecting to level up again. Being in the lowest level up group, this multiple leveling up during battles is going to be a constant issue, making the batch push much worse. Blastoise is next, and I need him to use Withdraw a lot. He did on the first turn, so I could set up 2 Sun attacks. He didn't like his Ice Sword though, so he tried to go for Skull's Bash. I decided to risk it and keep lowering his accuracy and... he missed! Perfect! I buried him in sand while he tried everything. Hydro Pump, Bite, Skull Bash, nothing worked. He couldn't touch me before going down. And so I defeated our rival in our second try. Maybe we have a real chance to finish this run in the end. I spent all my money on dragging my bird and playing slots to buy me the TM for Substitute. This can be a good replacement for one of our depleted moves in the Elite Four. Our first opponent, Lorelei, is also the hardest, so let's see how screwed up we are. Spoiler alert, a lot. All of her Pokemon will use their ice moves to 1-hit KO us, just like here. This means we have to evade every single move while killing all her Pokemon. I tried this battle so many times, more than 10 that's for sure, just to see if there was any glimpse of hope. But yeah, let's face it, there's no way I do this without a perfect battle. I need every move to miss, so I start with Sun Attack. I also replaced Agility with Substitute. I don't know if this was a good call. I didn't want to remove Sun Attack as I believed Pidgey could defeat some Elite Four members without perfect battles. If it can't, it would be better to keep Agility just to make sure we are always faster. Another reason to remove it is that the batch boost doesn't work with Pidgey, as he usually levels up twice per fight as I explained before. After lowering his accuracy once, I set up my substitute and you won't use Growl. Why? Shouldn't it always use a super effective move? Is it because of my substitute? If you know what's happening here, put it down in the comments please. My strategy is the same for all her Pokemon. Lowering their accuracy, poisoning them, and start flying to waste turns. It proves pretty consistent after the first turns, as Aurora Beam has good accuracy. I think Jinx was the hardest one. She is faster than us and always uses Ice Punch, which has a 100% accuracy. This was the main reason to use Substitute. it lets me tank a hit and lower her accuracy, so I can restore the sub and continue with the fight. One important thing I wasn't paying attention here is my PP usage on fly and sun attack. This was a dumb mistake. I should have reset each turn to get critical hits while just using one sun attack, but I didn't, and that will be problematic really soon. That was the worst battle for sure, so maybe I have a chance of winning versus the easiest of the bunch. No offense Bruno, but everybody knows your marshals are just to show off. He starts with Onyx and I immediately went for sun attack. His high damaging moves have also pretty bad accuracy, so I felt pretty safe. I made my sub next and he landed a rage that didn't even break my sub. My fly, while increasing my protection, also makes his rage stronger each turn. A hit through the sun attacks will be pretty bad. He missed the 2 opportunities he had, so I get my sub for the next Pokemon. That's Hitmonchan. He's not a one hit, so I had to use sun attack again. After a counter, he landed a Thunder Punch, taking my sub off. Only 2 left. His Ice Punch failed, but another Thunder one kept me on my toes. That's so annoying. My Pidgey's HP was just short of using one more, so this is my last one. After a turn of staring at each other, I landed a fly and it's a 2-hit. He used an X-Defend, exactly what I needed. Can I still KO it? Yes! That's Hitmonchan down! As Hitmonlee has lower defenses, I decided to see if fly was a 1-hit. It wasn't! We were also slower, so I needed him to miss. He used Mega Kick and he didn't, breaking our sub. We have to continue the fight naked. The absurd choices of his second Onyx gave me enough time to set up my Toxic and start flying. He used Rage after my first one, leaving our Pigeon with just 14 hit points. He was also going to be locked in that move, so I needed the 2 accuracy losses to work here. I landed again and he connected. Was that the end? Not yet! Pidgey incredibly survived a power-up Rage with 2 HP before Onyx went down to poison damage. Can Pidgey finish off Machamp, a Pokemon 10 levels higher without being damaged? He can, but he needs luck. Machamp only has 1 damaging move, Submission, so we have a 25% chance of losing each turn. I decided to lower his accuracy just in case he used it. That's what happened after my third fly and he missed. He never used it again before being taken out. I think I should have used Toxic instead to conserve all my fly PP, but who cares? I've beaten Bruno with a Pidgey on my 4th try. My problems with fly started in the next fight, Agatha. That's because all her Pokemon are faster than us while being immune to our Toxic strategy, so we need to take them out with just fly. Can we do it? Yeah, but it's pretty rough. I replaced Toxic and tried to mimic his Confuse Ray to buy more turns and do the little damage I need to get the ranges. This strategy let me knock out 4 of her Pokemon in my best try, but one of their moves always managed to bypass my sun attacks and knock all my subs before I could discharge enough damage. Even worse, my fly is just short of a 2-hit in most of her Pokemon, triggering infinite super potions that drain my PP. I was ready to give up when, in our 10th battle, this happened. She led up with Gengar. He outspeeds us, but it went from Green Eater, so I safely set up Substitute. After hitting Hypnosis next turn, I was sure that was it. Who would have told me she would waste all her advantage on Confuse Ray, a move that does nothing in our sub? We woke up and after a sun attack, Golbat comes out with -1 accuracy. His only damaging move is Wing Attack, but his haste result of my accuracy drops, so I decided to take it off quickly. He hits us, breaking our sub, and our fly looks like a 4-hit. That's really bad. I needed to risk it. Another Wing Attack would be devastating. He went first and Supersonic Mix! Let's get back into a sub! I started lowering his accuracy and continued chipping away. After a successful fly, he breaks up our sub again. However, our last fly leaves him in potion range, so we could get back in a sub. I fly again, and it's a critical hit that he barely survives. He went for haste, letting me to finally finish him. Gengar comes out again, and I'm counting on him not using Hypnosis or Nightshade. I decided that, as my fly PP was running so low, the best choice was to mimic Nightshade instead. He retaliates with one of his own, putting my Pigeon in KO range. He has a sun attack off, so I can use my last substitute. This is it! Haunter arrived in midair and my fly is barely a 2-hit. After some luck with his move choices, he went down in 3 hits. Again the Gengar, but she immediately changes into Arbok? Why? Why didn't you bring him in the first place? Not gonna complain though, as he has both Bite and Acid, which will bring us up. My fly is a 5-hit, so I went for Nightshade. So much better. I put him in potion range twice before realizing what I need to do. Use Fly first, so Agatha doesn't use a potion, but he's still in KO range. He just used Acid once, but he missed, so I finished him off. My old enemy is back, but he isn't. He's chained again first turn. I feel bad for this Gengar. He should be feeling pretty useless. This bigger one only can hit us with Nightshade, so I just need luck. Fly was a 4 hit, so we might run out of PP. He used Toxic 3 times while we are in a sub, giving us the time we need to take him out. Little Shadow comes out one last time and we have only 3 damaging moves. Will be it enough? We might not even know, as he landed a Nightshade first turn, breaking our sub. I was at 1 hit of death, but he used Dream Eater. That's 1 fly down. Another Dream Eater! And Confused Train miss! I cannot believe it, we barely did it! No perfect run needed for Agatha, I really thought this was impossible. After recovering my health and PP, I'm pretty beat up, and Lance is even more difficult. My strategy here was to mimic Dragonair's agility, so I could be faster than all his Pokémon while doing enough damage to not run off my Fly PP. The problem here is Gyarados. He's faster than us and both his Hydro Pump and Hyper Beam instantly kills us. He also goes down in 5 hits, having plenty of time to use those moves. I beat him and his next Dragonair in my best try, but I found out I just leveled up after that. That was the icing on the cake for me. I knew deep in my heart that this was impossible without using a perfect battle. I was pretty happy with my Pidgeon's performance, so I didn't mind. Gyarados has to use Leer while we set up Substitute and take it out using a Sun attack for consistency. 3 critical hits with Fly were enough. We can mimic his next Dragonair's agility, but don't use it yet. Agility for his part is the best outcome, but Slan's very bad accuracy also works. We can finally set up in his other Dragonair and pray for this to be enough. Our normal Fly is just close of a 2 hit and triggers his potions, so we have to score 1 critical hit to finish him off. Aerodactyl has Supersonic, so we have to make him waste all his turns while we wiggle it down. It was tricky to set him up with the proper health to not use a potion, but it was finally done. Finally, his Dragonite has a 50% chance of using a damaging move, and we have just the 4 flies we need to take him out. We did it! Even with a perfect battle, our PP was barely able to make it. If Lance was a perfect battle from the start, our last match is no different. I replaced my Dead Sun attack with Takedown, a TM I was saving just for this moment. He has a stab and his power is quite high, but we receive recoil damage. However, I have a plan. My strategy here is to mimic Alakazam's recover, so I could finish the fight using my only damaging move left. Is that even possible? Let's find out! Luckily, Alakazam always comes second. If that wasn't the case, I would be pretty screwed. I barely made it to him in my best try before being knocked out with a psychic attack. Yeah, I know it's pretty anticlimactic, but my Pidgeon can't make it otherwise. Is this or rare candies? So here we go with a perfect battle. This was a long, tense and tedious ass battle. Pidgeot has to spam Whirlwind, while we sub and finish him off with 4 hits. Alakazam is next, and both Reflect and Recover are fine since our critical hits bypass it. First off, I mimic Recover and use it right away. From here my takedown is a 3 hit. Rhydon is tanky, but his moveset is awful, including the almighty Twerk. I can safely bait for critical hits here. I want to take this chance to thank you for getting this far into the video, I really appreciate it. He finally went down before I died from old age. Arcanine has a 50% chance of hitting us. After that love fight with Rhydon, I only have 6 PP left. Will this be enough? I need 3 critical hits to take it down. Executor's moveset is pretty annoying, so we have to rely on Hypnosis Miss. At this point I knew my takedowns weren't going to be enough. His Ace Blastoise comes out and we are down to the wire. We are gonna struggle to win this fight. See what I did here? He had to miss Blizzard, a 90% accuracy move, so it for sure felt like a final boss. After recovering my HP and wasting my 2 substitutes, it was finally time. Will I have enough hit points to kill this thing? As I saw the bars going down, I felt like I had the chance, but it was going to be close. But with a final critical hit struggle and 45 HP points to spare, I finally did it! We can confidently say that the level 53 Pidgey can finish this game with all the luck on his side. Congratulations, tiny dude! Wow, that was a round! Holy helix, there was so many times I thought Pidgey wasn't going to make it without rare candies. Let's see what the final results of this Pidgeon are in the score. 93 losses and 5 perfect battles. I know this looks like a lot after my Poliwag run, but I think this little boy has put some incredible records under his belt. Who would have thought he could manage 2 of the Elite Four members without perfect tries? What are my thoughts on Pidgey in the end? His low stats, especially his attack and speed, set him back badly for this type of challenge. His moveset isn't great either, and most of the time I felt I have no options in my move choice. Toxic for rock types, set up, and pray that that will be enough. Another unexpected drawback was his low level up group. Leveling up twice per fight became a real problem from using the batch boost glitch. I also think my routing and decision making in this round were pretty bad. I shouldn't have given Pidgey fly in the first place, locking one of his moves out, and getting rid of agility so soon was also a mistake, even for the speed alone. The worst part, however, was my performance versus the Elite Four. I should have maximized my PP usage versus Lorelei, as my access to PP restoring items is pretty limited. Maybe I'm missing more of them that I could reach, so make me know in the comments. With my actual knowledge, I think that I could repeat this run without perfect tries on the Sylph Rival and Lance. What do you think? Okay, that's enough. Pidgey and myself deserve some rest now. Next time we will see how our other contender holds up. Will Spearow make a better performance? Shoot your predictions in the comments. Which Pokemon do you like to see featured in the Stabot challenge? That's all for today, but I see you soon. Say goodbye to everyone, Pidgey. Bye!